Well, welcome in. First episode of the KQ and Rhett show. So we're gonna figure out a name at some point. We're gonna probably, just bring it up for everybody. Whatever they kind of some ideas by the end of the podcast. So, let's get it kicked off.
Yeah.
I know we have some ideas, but I don't know if you got a chance to watch the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark yesterday.
I saw a little bit of it. I only saw the clips, so you might need to fill me in on this.
It's just funny because it's like it always ends up being about them too. Like I think it's funny, but so basically, Angel Reese had kind of like shoved Indiana's center like in the back, kind of pushed her. It wasn't too too crazy, but then Caitlin Clark's like, she's like, what, no call here, and then Angel Reese got the ball, so Caitlin goes over there, and knocks the ball, basically fouled her, put her on the line because obviously you want Angel Reese shooting because she can't.
Rebecca Allen, too strong on a three. And look out, Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese gets right up into Caitlin Clark.
So Angel Reese goes after her, and like there was almost like it was pretty funny, but it was like at the end of the day, I look at like professionalism. Okay, so like if you look at the interviews at the end, like last year, Angel Reese is like, look, this game isn't just about one person; it's about me too. And I was like, all right, cool. So you're trying to make yourself, like you're putting yourself out there.
Exactly.
Like you're wanting all this attention. And then now on her post-game interview, she's always like, next question, like, just dismissing it. So you look at the two post-interview, like post-game interviews is the first one, you see Angel Reese like, what do you think of that? Do you think that was a foul? Whatever. Next question. Like, doesn't even I was like, okay, I get it, whatever. But then you flip over to Caitlin. She's like, hey, it was a playing foul. We had to put her on the line. I don't think it should have been but she even says the refs called it like they saw it, so I didn't think it should have been a flagrant.
Yeah, just kind of
right. So, but then she goes, I didn't want her to get the flagrant. Her teammate got the flagrant, and her team was like, what? Like, because it's actually a lot of money. Like, they find quite a bit. She's like, how did I get the flagrant? So Kate was like, yeah, I'm sorry, but don't worry, I'll pay for your fine. Like she just said, she's like, hey, I'll cover your fine. I know it wasn't a bunch, but you just look at the two
what
levels.
is it in the WNBA? Like $250?
I think it is. I think it's like $200.
It really is?
I think it is. Yeah, well, because you think about it, their salary is $70,000.
I know.
So I mean, that's still $200 for that'd be like a regular person's salary.
Well, no, I know. I hear you. That's why I'm just comparing it. It's like Draymond Green's at $25K.
Oh yeah. I think I was talking to T this morning about. He said like 10% of your 10% like your salary or whatever goes into a bucket for where you're basically paying back the league, like certain stuff. So, like Draymond and Garnett said he had so many. Like his
I think in the NFL it goes into a pool, and then supposedly it goes to whatever charities they're involved in. Mm-hmm. So like the uniform thing supposedly. But anyway, the thing with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, like I feel like the WNBA wants it this way. Like almost like it's this magic bird, white versus black.
Yep.
So they want the drama because it brings eyeballs.
Yep.
We're talking about it now. But I don't think Caitlin Clark's that way per se. I think she just, all right, well, I'm part of this.
Yeah. I mean, she's just such a professional. We talk, we she handles everything.
And I think Angel's leaning into it because it's more attention for her as well.
Yeah.
I think that the way the WNBA is doing it is, in my opinion, I think long term going to be bad because these things don't age well. It's good in the short term. You want a little bit of a rivalry, but if it's the same thing over and over again, you're just like, oh, there they are. Yeah. You'll get diminishing returns at some point.
Yep.
So I think, but that is interesting. But I'm glad Caitlin Clark is doing well because there was for no reason whatsoever. It was you had to be in two different camps, and I'm not sure why that was.
Yeah, and I think that just I think it's just one of those things where it's like talent. I mean, the cream always rises to the top. So, I mean, things are going to get passed. And I think obviously the difference is too. She's so media trained. I mean, she's been in the eye. I mean, she's the favorite for the MVP this year. I mean, first game she had a triple double her first game. So. But I mean, I think it's going to be exciting. I mean, it's weird for me to say because I never honestly followed WNBA. I think a lot of guys can probably say that.
Yeah.
Last year opened a lot of eyes, but then this year, even now, you have a lot of good players coming in. With Paige, she played last night. Paige Becker, she's she's like been the next, basically the next Caitlin Clark kind of.
Yeah.
And then even Haley Van Lith, she came out late. Like it's weird to see. I didn't know like how. I don't know the talent level of the WNBA, but like she came in as probably third prospect, by top three prospects draft, and she didn't play though until like they brought her in, fourth quarter when Indy murdered them. They were up by 31.
Yeah.
So but they brought her in so late. I mean, she balls like a champ. I mean, because Angel Reese, for what it's worth, I mean, she can rebound like a champ. I will say she's going to be in the WNBA. She might not be the best shooter, so. I joke that she's a terrible basketball player, just because I think it's funny. But she really, because she can't shoot. She can't even do it.
Well, yeah, that's why she leads the league in rebounds. Exactly. She just keeps getting her own rebounds.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but I will. I mean, she does. There was a talent level to being able to rebound. I never was. I never played the position. I was always a short shooter, and then I grew and. I didn't know how to like people go, hey, get underneath and do what? I don't know how to position my body. All I'm doing is landing on everybody else's feet and I'm twisting my ankle. I go, put me back put me out here. Let me just try to shoot from half court.
Exactly. Because like Caitlin Clark, for instance, I was in Indy over the fall. My son was playing football down at Lucas Oil.
So this past year?
Yeah.
Her rookie year?
Yes. Gotcha. So September, when was it? I don't know. Ended September, early October. And you stay the night because you play Saturday night. It's kind of cool. You play in Lucas Oil, and it's like the NFL does this stuff, and it's a lot of fun. But anyway, we were staying at the hotel right downtown, and there must have been a Fever game because I walked down to the lobby to get some coffee and some breakfast with my son. Caitlin Clark jerseys everywhere. I mean, loaded.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the? Oh, there's a game. I was like, is there a card convention going on?
Where are these jerseys going?
I know it, because I'm in NFL mode at that time. I'm like, it's Sunday, Hank. The game's on at 1. Yeah. We got to get home, or we're gonna watch the game here. I was like, and it was packed. And then like the game must have started at noon or something, because I was just checking out of the hotel, and then they all just went over to the Gamebridge. What is it? Gamebridge Fieldhouse now? I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They change sponsorships every 10 days.
When she got drafted, they had that big ass building, a wall side, like building size.
Yeah.
And then it was like pointing to the arena or something pretty crazy. Like to have that big in it, like for the WNBA, I think that's pretty huge. Because for what's every guy that's watched NBA has made some joke about the WNBA, like whatever, basically. But like then you actually like. The turning point is when you see some of these just ballers, like the way they play and the way it's almost like the game's transitioning, kind of like the NBA is, where it's more shooting and that's better because obviously, I'm not going to watch. Everybody's like, I'm not going to watch a game where they don't dunk, But then you're watching and you're like, it's more exciting to watch them get loose and then just like popping threes. Then it actually becomes a higher scoring game. So it's more fun to watch because. I don't have that range. It's crazy to see where Caitlin Clark pulls up from. Like,
oh no, yeah.
I'm like, how strong? She's got. I bet she's got to be so strong. Like, if you're trying to do a half court shot like me, I'm like,
she just rolls up. Yeah, she just rolls up and pulls up.
Yeah, and it's not just like a lot of them.
Oh yeah, it is. She's definitely different.
Yeah,
and I think what the WNBA is like in these eras where you've had popularity, say in the NBA, you had Magic, Bird, you had Jordan, and the Knicks, and so like. They want to keep Angel Reese as relevant as possible.
Oh, yeah.
And they almost want her team to win and Caitlin's team to win because if Caitlin's just this quote unquote, and I'm putting this in terms of like the hero of it,
right.
You need a villain.
Right.
Okay. And so if Angel Reese is playing it, this is like she's just like leaning into the heel, like, okay, I'm now the heel of the league. And so she realizes that I don't know her. I don't know her personally. Or maybe she's just an asshole. I don't know. Or maybe it's, hey, I'm the heel to Caitlin Clark and I'm going to continue to be that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play this persona in the press conferences or any interview and whatnot. And that does help because like you have a situation like yesterday and it gets eyeballs. To your earlier point about the NBA, I think the NBA is in trouble. I think they are in legitimate trouble. Because in a way, like everyone talks about it, but no one watches it, at least from the ratings standpoint. Like, and why that is or why it isn't. And I don't know, maybe they're going into lull, like LeBron's coming out, basketball, NBA does better when it has stars. And like this next crop that kind of took over the league, they're getting older. And I think some of the analytic stuff, which I'm pro analytic, but to your point, I think the skill level of like shooting and all this stuff is amazing. But what you're seeing is street basketball in a way of like, okay, we want to shoot as many threes as possible. We don't care about the percentage. We just want possessions.
Right.
And so they're just chucking it from, and like, there used to be one or two teams that way where it was like, oh, okay, here comes the high flying Warriors. And now it's like I watch a game and it's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. The forcing of the threes is
but analytically, it probably makes sense. And then the other thing they have, and I saw a stat last night, actually, wasn't even looking for it. Now you might have to verify, but I'm pretty sure this is right. So during the three-peat, Michael Jordan was eligible to play in 315 games. He played in all 315 games. This load management stuff where they have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because if I'm taking my son to go see LeBron, or if I'm taking him, I want to see him too.
That's
or like if you and I are going,
hell yeah.
Like I get things happen, you know, like your injuries, whatever, you can't out of your control, and they're probably right. Like the load management is probably better as far as getting them fresh, but as a product, it's not.
Right.
So like it's still a product. And so when you're selling a product, you have to be consistent all the way through. Like Jordan might have been up all night and gambling and doing whatever, but he showed up and you knew nothing else.
Yep.
You know, like he was consistent. So I think the NBA has to figure that out because it's being left behind quickly. I mean, granted, there's not really sports in the void, but there'll always be a niche. Because I mean, I think baseball has its own regional things, but with the NBA, they got to figure this out because they're in between the American and European style of play, and there's no real identity.
Yeah.
And like they throw flagrant fouls around, like they're, you know, like it kind of, you watch it, and there's been where I've turned it on and legitimately watched it, and I was like, okay, this game's not bad. And then there's some games where I'm like, I gotta turn it on, like, which is rare for me in any sport.
Yeah. So because I mean that kind of rolls into top that I want to talk. So when I watch it, all right. So yeah, I'm not, you know, I watched, you know, LeBron, and I watched Jordan, and then, you know, right into LeBron. So I didn't really, you know, there was really nobody but two. So I kind of watched them two play, and really just followed those two players. I don't watch a ton. You know, there's a lot of games, like you said, load manage. I'm not going to watch a whole game if they're not even playing. But so this playoffs, I try to watch almost every game.
Okay.
You know, most of them they were on. You know, and it's, you know, you're watching things happen that you 100% know is not legit. So I guess I'll word it this way. So who's the old boy that used to had the 30 for 30, he used to gamble, that cheated the ref?
Donahue.
Donahue, yeah. So,
Tim Donahue.
So everything he explained is happening every single game. It's so bad that I thought it was funny when you see Draymond go, I know the spread's 5.5. I know what you're doing. Yeah. Every player knows that they're, you know, it used to be the mob would come after you, like, hey, if you don't fix this game, you're going to die. Now it's like, hey, you could tell other people to bet. You know, obviously refs can't bet, things like that. Yes. But now it's like these big gambling sites. Like now everything is
right out in front of you.
Yeah. Right, and then you watch. So when you mentioned bringing up a product, so you're putting a product out there. Okay, so you know that you got paid by your advertisements. You know, for all. I don't know. I think you get paid a bulk for like the 7 games. But I don't know how and I don't know the exact stuff on this. They restructure it to where obviously there's more incentive. You know, to push the games more. Okay, more revenue. It takes so much to not let the refs control it. Like when the Pacers were up by, it was one of the last games they played. I want to say, who'd they play before the last series?
Not the Cavs, but the Bucks. Was it the Bucks?
Maybe, whatever it was. The last two games, like they were up by, like, the game started and you could tell the refs were trying their hardest to control the game. Like it was ridiculous, some of the stuff they're doing. And then they had to get up by 30 points, and then the refs kind of like, all right, well, I don't think at this point we can really do much. So we'll just let it happen, because then I think it probably wasn't 31 points, but it was like maybe like 20, and then the refs go, all right, let's just let it. And then wow, you see a team beating the shit out of another team. Okay, and then it happens. If you're we're probably not going to win this. We got 2 minutes left. Let's pull our starters.
Oh yeah,
you know, that's a normal thing in all sports. Understandably,
people time, yeah.
Totally get that. That makes sense. You know, you're not going to be able to come back. Too much of a deficit makes sense.
Don't want any injuries. Yeah.
But I'm watching the the loose ball fouls, like the Lakers. Okay, I'll say I knew the Lakers weren't going to go far. They don't have anybody that can catch a rebound at all. I mean, I think they're they had LeBron as the starting center in the playoffs,
he played center.
and I said, what are we doing? This is so wrong. But then the loose ball fouls, they let Luka get like attacked by 3 people until finally they're just like, okay, yeah, he was getting like mauled, and he's like, what's going on? Did somebody call something? And then finally, when somebody bigger came over, then they did a loose ball. I'm like, oh, cool, Luka against the center. I see what, like, you can. It's crazy to see happen. But so I kind of want to ask your thought on that, and then also, I mean, this Dallas Mavericks, man.
Oh, that is
1 point. So again, this is so for people that don't know. I guess
I'm not even going to allegedly. That thing was rigged as rigged can be, and sue me because I'm right.
It was
that was planned.
GM says, "Hey, we're going to get rid of Luka from Dallas. I mean, he's the prime of Dallas. He's everything for that team. They love their
young.
Yep, they love. And I understand he's not that much of a two-way player. I understand that. Okay." Only reason you'd get rid of him is because you knew you were so bad, you're guaranteed to get the number 1 pick, because guess what? There is a white boy two-way player that is going that
it's basically Luka 2.0.
Correct. But even like he's slated to be in this
even better, yes.
Right. So since it was pretty much LeBron, Wemby, and then Cooper Flag. As people that in the past like 20 years that have really said this guy's going to be
generational.
Generational, and the reason I brought up LeBron's name as well, because that Cavs lotto ball got picked too.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
That
like
was another one
in the Knicks.
And then
Rose and the Bulls.
Yeah. So, I mean, it blew me away that this. So not only are you putting a product out on display that it's controlled by the refs and you can see it. And the reason I'm saying is because I'm a pretty rookie to watching. Like I can't even tell you what some of the rules are in basketball. I just watch players, like I'm not that. So for me to see it blows me away that the level that it's at.
Yeah.
But then this fucking lotto ball. So, in the past, didn't they? And maybe I'm just.
They've changed it over the years because they had the whole envelope thing with the Knicks in the 80s. And that was like its own 30 for 30, where the envelopes were in the back and it was a frozen envelope or whatever the hell they called it. And then over the course of it, then they okay, shame on us. You caught us. We were rigging it to get Ewing. We'll do it with it's the Hoosier lottery.
Didn't we watch? Am I wrong or didn't? No. Yes. Is it? Or let's say the 5 worst teams. Like the last place team, they get more lotto balls.
Yes.
Okay, and then
it's tiered.
Right. Okay. So, am I wrong? Or
the Mavericks had the worst shot out of all of them.
Yeah, they were.
It was like 0.1%.
No, they were 1.7.
That's what it was. Yes.
Because the Bulls, I was like, hey, the Bulls have a shot again, and they were 1.9.
Fuck, they do.
They were 1.9. I was like, no, that's never gonna happen. But now, am I wrong? Or did we not back in the day? You'd watch them pull the lotto balls.
Yes.
It was that way back, or
I don't recall.
Because we're saying behind the scenes. Show us.
No.
You brought out some guy that's apparently he's the attorney general of all attorneys.
Firm
and then security. Dude that looked like
and Adam Silver hands him a stack of High Society.
I'm like, what are we doing here? Yes. So you're making. I'm like, what happened behind the scenes? But
yeah.
Just to play it out, for people if they don't know, basically this GM for Dallas got rid of Luka, one of the best teams, to the Lakers, which is crazy. Like, what are you doing? And then didn't really try to get anybody back. I mean, he got Anthony Davis. I will say, but that was still the trade still favored the Lakers. I think.
100%.
I mean, people say, everything, but then literally gets rid of the only player, the best player on the team for that position, and then somehow he's hated. everywhere. He couldn't remember they're booing him, get him out, try to fire him, everything else. The draft lotto comes up and they 1.7% chance, and then they get it. And then what I thought was kind of crazier is he hinted like if you get the first, everybody's taking Cooper Flag. I don't care what your team is.
Exactly.
I mean, there's still there's Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, Ron Harper's son.
Yeah.
Those three, they're going to go second and third, but there's nothing like a Cooper Flag. I mean, and the Cats, I don't think he's 19. I think he maybe is 19 now, or he's going to turn 19 in December. Maybe.
Yeah, he's super young.
Yeah. So I mean, he's a year of college, which he just did to do. So. For that, and then he's like, we're going to look at our options, really see who we're going to pick up. I'm like, what are you doing, man? You are going to get sniped by somebody in Dallas.
And actually, you're not in a position to joke around about
that. I'm like, that's not even something you say. Like, I know you can't say, we're definitely taking him, but like, you got to, I mean, to beat around the bush, I mean, I could see maybe trading, maybe if Gio came, if they got Giannis and another package deal.
Yeah, you would need a king's ransom.
Right. You're giving somebody an 18. Again, I mean, this isn't like the Greg Oden, where like you could tell his body type when you get he's going to be great. Like for how long?
Yeah,
his body looks like he's got rickets.
Yes. He's got the knees of a 5-year-old.
Yeah, dude, he got like an iron lung on his top.
Yeah, I mean, the draft is one thing. As far as like the NBA, to go back to the ref stuff real quick to kind of tie that to. Do you think that they go in with a predetermined mindset? Is that what you're conveying?
I think that the Silver's up there going, hey guys, here's the deal. They know there is, the refs already come out and said, yeah, they're encouraged. I don't know how they worded. They worded to where they cover their eyes. They're encouraged to see. They want. I don't know how they worded, but they're encouraged to see the game, the series go 7.
Yes.
Okay. They're encouraged to allow the team to win at home. And maybe they didn't use the word encourage, but so I think there's probably like a meeting for the playoffs,
like
all the
an
refs
outline.
going, like guys, here's the deal. Because playoff basketball is different. You have two very good teams now playing against each other, so you have to be smart when you call fouls, but also you can't do as you really can't do that. He just let them play type of thing, because that you can to a level, but you got to be a little bit more, I guess. Consistent. Yeah, we'll say consistent. But when the consistencies are out of, I think they're trained. Hey, this game we're gonna make sure the Cavs win this so we can get this back into Indy or whatever. So I think that happens. I mean, do you think?
I think for sure. I think also the media has saying it too. So what I'm saying is like Adam Silver, his leverage is like, I want it to go 7 because of the media side of it. The media wants it to go as many games as possible.
Well, you get paid more money, more
that's
tickets,
more
advertising money.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
So then that's the leverage that's the lever that's probably being pulled more often than not. Because you don't want to get caught actually having players doing it, because then you can just shove the refs under the bus. Yeah. Like they did with Tim Donaghy, which obviously he was guilty as hell, but like he wasn't the only one. Yeah. So he just fell on the sword here. Yeah. I do think, and then the draft thing, it's like, it's almost comical because like they do it right in front of your face and then tell you it's not. Yeah. It's like
everybody's just sitting there going, how? Like,
stop insulting my intelligence.
You don't have like, you just don't, 1.7% chances.
I want to see it live.
And you know what also,
just go back to grandma's bingo club roller and just show me, and I want to see all the balls go in there.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I want to see that too,
from start to finish.
Yes.
Okay. Hey,
not just like, hey, we got a bucket of balls here, and they're all Dallas Mavs.
Yeah, Dallas. Here's your one ball. Why is there 50 in already? Huh?
Yeah. Oh no, those are in there.
I want to see that, and then I want to see somebody like actually
cranking it. Yeah. Yeah. Bring out some hottie and like just let her do it. She doesn't know any better, and just It's like what they do. They do the World Cup for soccer. So they do it regionally, okay? And it's like Group A, Group B, like there's everyone who's qualified is in this tier. So then what happens is they'll be like, okay, C1 needs to be picked. And C1, and it's like, oh, it's the United States. And then it's like, okay, we need one from, like the way they do it is kind of cool. And then it's like H1, and it's like, oh, it's England, okay? And it's just this hot chick just going to everything, and she just like showing it to the camera. Maybe she's relevant in the thing, but it's just this like hottie just walking through. It's like, just lean into it. Just have some chick from some round girl from the UFC. No one believes she's rigging anything. Like,
just make it easy.
She can't be in on it. Yeah,
I don't even know what this is, but no.
Yeah. I mean, I've always like the lottery is probably the better way to do it too. Yeah. It's just you can rig it so much.
Yeah.
Like with the NFL, they've talked about going to the lottery for a long time, or doing it where it's an inverse, I believe they've talked about. But at the very least, the worst team is like, okay, they lost the amount of games. No one's arguing about the draft. They might say whether the system's wrong, but everyone was like, yeah, the Titans got the first overall pick. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like,
you think I liked a lot because I think that would add, because there's the tanking thing,
yes,
like this year, 100%. This year it's going to be tanking for Manning. Like,
yes,
you're going to see, there's arguably, with Eli putting his money in to be kind of co-owner of the Giants. I could see, because they got 2 veteran older quarterbacks, they're not going to have to really deal with. They got Dart. Which I don't think did they get Jackson Dart, right?
Yes, they did.
So, and I don't know if he's going to be a generational, town or whatever else, but maybe, hey, at least you have him there for this year, and then if you do go get Arch, you got two people.
Or I know we'll talk about more of this, but based on their schedule, he's going to be starting sooner rather than later. Their schedule is brutal.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it'll be interesting on the Giants in and of itself, like you said with Eli and then his nephew or whatever with Arch. Because, it was almost like John Mara, the owner, was like, all right, Joe, Shane, the GM, and Brian Daboll, we'll give you one more year. Okay, I believe in you. I believe in you. And then he called Roger like 5 minutes later. Give him the worst fucking schedule possible so he can get the number one pick and I can come in with a new coaching staff that'll want this thing.
Yeah.
And they open up. I had it pulled up, but it is, I think other than playing the Saints in their first 9 games, which the Saints might be the worst team ever to field a football team.
Yeah. Are they going to roll out there with Spencer Rattler? Or are they going to have that
Tyler Shuck? Yeah, who was just here playing Notre Dame a year ago in Louisville.
At the what was it? At the combine, that one. People can have a bad throw. Rattler. You can have a bad throw, but this dude, when that one pass
dude, I saw him play Notre Dame and he was fucking good, man. And no, I don't know, you're right. But they're rolling out that guy to the Wolves. It's the same thing with even at least the Giants have a room now. Before it was DeVito and Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
He said Jameis Winston, Russ.
Yeah.
But then they're going to start 1-7 and Russ is going to go rogue in the New York media as far as how he thinks.
Yeah, that was
And Jameis will come in and throw for 700 yards in the first game.
I'm telling you.
And then play the next game after it and throw for 100 yards and 7 interceptions. They are going to have a legitimate defense. That with Abdul, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence is probably the best defensive tackle. Their front fours is playoff caliber. So, maybe their defense keeps them in games. I don't know. And you get enough of Russ and, Cam Scattaboo. But yeah, I think from the schedule side, it's always fun. The NFL just controls everything. They're like, oh, we're just going to put out the schedule on May 12th. And everyone, even though they tell you the opponents, in January, you know who they're playing, you just don't know the sequence. It's just crazy. They just, we're going to throw it out. And then everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
NBA playoffs don't matter. Yeah. Nothing matters. It's man, did you see the week 1 matchup? It's
literally there's hockey playoffs, NBA playoffs, baseball's thrive, and then it doesn't baseball.
The NFL just says, nope, this is our time for the next. It's crazy how powerful they are.
Well, listen, sticking with the NFL. So, I think we did this last year too. So I like to do bold predictions. And when I say bold predictions, I'm not saying, hey, who do you really think will do it? But, I like to think so. Bold predictions. And what I put down for mine. So when I think about bold prediction, I like to think about what teams could make it. And when you get to the playoffs, can you rely on the coaching? So I looked at it this way. I thought, so my bold prediction again, I'm not saying this is 100% going to happen. Chargers.
Okay.
Rams.
The LA.
So
that'd be pretty cool.
It would be really good. Again, I'm saying bold prediction because I think
that's not that way.
Yeah, but I think coaching. I think either one of for sure. They both have already won one, right?
Yeah. So second year Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
Second year Harbaugh, and then you have McVay, whose Rams were young defensively, but they drafted very well and showed up. You have Jared Verse.
Close last year without the Cooper Cup, and then Cooper got injured, right?
They gave the Eagles the hardest game that they played.
Yeah.
Including the Super Bowl and everything. They gave the Eagles the hardest game they played. So, though, assuming they build on that, does Matthew Stafford, is he dust? Maybe there's a couple of caveats there, but you still have Puka Nacua. Can he stay healthy? The way Puka plays, he's so damn good.
Yeah.
But he plays so violently.
He's the D Rose of NFL.
Yeah, he just played. That's how, and so I think, you can never predict injury, but the way he plays, it's man, I don't know how sustainable.
Now, who'd they bring in?
Devontae.
Draft? Oh, Devontae. Yep, Devontae, yeah. So, I think that'll maybe...
They did draft a nice little running back that you might want to keep an eye on in preseason. Is Jarquez Hunter.
Yeah.
We're here to get right back in the game. Make it a one-score game. A long handoff. Gave it to Hunter. They did not get it down. Touchdown.
Yeah.
He's like a third or fourth rounder, just like Kyron Williams was coming out. I think Kyron was a fifth
Is Blake
rounder.
Corum still there too, right?
Yeah, but he didn't do shit last year.
Yeah, he was surprising.
Everyone was talking about him taking over for Kyron, and McVay loves Kyron Williams because he can pass block, and he's not the home run guy.
Man.
He's not the home run guy, but he gets, and he was this way at Notre Dame as a Notre Dame fan. If it's 3rd and 4, he's getting you 5. He's slithery enough, and like his pass blocking, like Matthew Stafford trusts him. And he's because the biggest thing, and if you're ever watching running backs, like we may see this guy being talented. Like he's very talented. It drives coaches fucking nuts if they can't put him in on passing downs. So then, because defenses know, like, this guy can't fucking block. It's a run. Like, so like coaches care about it so much. So if you see like running backs not being able to pass block, it's a huge downgrade for him, typically. So like, Kyron can do it. I mean, and the Chargers under Harbaugh, they obviously brought in Najee. They drafted the Hampton kid out of North Carolina.
That's who we wanted, man. I mean, if after Gentry's gone, we had just Hampton, and then there was.
They were running the ball with J.K. Dobbins last year.
Yeah,
that's how good their O-line was.
That's what I mean.
He was fantasy viable, man. He was like a top 12.
Yeah, I'm sitting there going, like, man, what is up with who? Another like Glad McConkey, man.
Oh yeah, he's an exciting white.
He's an exciting white. He's an exciting white. He's definitely on the exciting white team, man. But what I like the way that Harbaugh manages the game clock, like that's a tough division, man. You're gonna have to get through a lot. I mean, I think the AFC to make it. I mean, I think there's 5 teams sitting up there at the top, and you got Bills, Chiefs, and Ravens.
You're right.
So those three, I think, are those three. I mean, you're gonna have those three are gonna be up there no matter what. I think the Chargers are gonna have to throw them in a mix of they have to get through those teams, and I think in a perfect world, I think Buffalo's gonna go. I think Buffalo and fucking. I think Buffalo has the talent, and I think Eagles. If I were to bet, I'd probably just say that's probably what I think. But you got to get through.
No, the AFC West is no joke, and I even think like now there's
no sleep on Denver.
Well, Denver has the best defense, one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah, and Bo Nix he's
with Sean Payton, so he'll be fine.
I mean, his learning curve he caught on so fast. So
yeah, I mean, I think, and also the Raiders at least now have an adult as a coach, like Pete Carroll.
Who's throwing the ball around?
Well, Gino. But what I'm saying is like they'll at least be competent.
Yeah,
like under Pete Carroll, like they may not make the playoffs, but they're competent. Like I thought that and they have Genty,
Bowers. Who's catching balls out there?
Jacoby Myers.
Okay,
and
nobody.
Well, he's pretty good actually.
Yeah, but I mean, is that your number one?
Well, and then they drafted Jack Besh out of TCU, who this is an interesting stat, whether it sticks or not. He was at LSU as a freshman and outproduced Neighbors and those guys as a freshman. He's kind of this tweener guy where the stat nerds are big on him because of that type of thing. He went to TCU. Is he a true wideout or is he kind of this hybrid tight end wideout thing that if it hits, it either hits in the NFL or busts totally. Like there's no in between. So it'll be interesting to see. Keep an eye on that guy in preseason because they pumped draft capital into him. He's a 2nd round pick. So, but yeah, I think my prediction coming out of that, and this is bold, I think Kansas City doesn't make the playoffs.
That's a big one, yeah.
I think, one, they're coming off the Super Bowl hangover. It doesn't do well. Last year, I think they had won, they were up there with like the point differential, like the lowest point differential ever to make a Super Bowl. Like these last like fourth quarter, and Mahomes was magical when he needed to be because that's what he is. But at some point, the luck's just got to run out. Like they were on the favorable side of every coin flip that they had going into the fourth quarter. And I think they got away with a lot. And then I think when the playoffs happen, like you have Mahomes. But I think that division is not easy. To your point, the AFC is not easy. And I think you could they traded away, like the Bears got their best offensive lineman in Thuney. Now they did address that in the draft, but you still don't know. Travis Kelce is aging out. Xavier Worthy did show something down the stretch in there. Like they have a little bit.
Rasheed Rice, I mean, he's coming off.
Well, yeah, and he might be suspended because of the whole whatever crash. What was it? I
don't even know. Is he going to be ready, healthy for?
He should be healthy, I think, because it was early enough in the year. But yeah, keep an eye on that.
And then you got Pacheco, who was
he had a broken leg, and you could tell he was playing on it when he came back. Like I said, they drafted Brashard Smith late, who maybe could hit for them, just like Pacheco. I just think they're in like
they're all rebuilt. Like they're getting older, and like it's hard for them to surround. I mean, I kind of agree with you because it's hard for them to surround, themselves with that type of talent. Like because they're kind of in like where the Patriots were, hey, we're gonna have anybody to draft. Like we have to build around. We got to make these.
Yeah, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe and I'm gonna keep my prediction the way it is, but maybe it's kind of like those in between years with Brady and the Patriots where they make the playoffs. But the Patriots had one luxury that I think the Chiefs don't. The Patriots during that time, the reason they were making the playoffs, even when they weren't as good, like when the Colts knocked them off and stuff like that, or they were playing the Jets, even their division was terrible.
There was no Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson.
They were smoking. The Dolphins were garbage. They had Adam Gase and all these bums.
The Bills were terrible.
Bills were doormats.
I don't even know who it was.
And like the Jets had a run under Rex Ryan for a little bit, but they were still. Yeah. You could guarantee 6 wins right there. Mm-hmm. So all you had to do was go 500 the rest of your record, and you're making the playoffs. So I don't think the Chiefs had that luxury. Like Denver could sweep them. Mm-hmm. The Chargers could sweep them. And if I think the Raiders are good enough now, or at least like run well enough now where you can't go into that game sleepwalking, like they could burn your ass. So I think the Chiefs, not making the playoffs. And then I thought about a few others because there's always 1, 2, sometimes 3 teams that it's like the expectations are here and they exceed it, right? Mm-hmm. Like last year, the Commanders, they had a rookie quarterback, new coach. What do we have? They make it to the NFC Championship game. Even the Vikings. Yeah. It's like last year, like, okay, you thought JJ McCarthy was going to start, or was it Sam Darnold? And Kevin O'Connell seems to be like this quarterback kingmaker as far as, he's kind of in the McVay fold where he's very sharp. And so you have teams that kind of come out of like the expectations low or lower and exceed those. Mm-hmm. One would be the Bears, but that's easy.
Yeah, I tried to. It's hard to not throw your own bias in there being a Bears fan. So that's why I had some bold predictions. People were like, I don't want to sound like a Bears fan. Yeah, I
do think the Patriots take a leap. I think Vrabel is a very good coach. I think he gets the most out of his talent, and he did at the Titans. I mean, he was a 1 seed with like Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. Well, Derrick Henry was top, but or he also would give Kansas City fits. Like they beat Kansas City the one time.
Yeah, their defense, for sure.
Like, so I could see the Patriots taking a leap because I think Drake May showed very well last year.
Who's he going to throw the ball to?
So, they did pick up Stephon Diggs. Drafted Kyle Williams, this promising prospect out of Washington State. They still have your Hunter Henrys. They drafted Travion Henderson from Ohio State, who's a stud. Mm-hmm. I don't think Ramondre's that bad either. I just think he fumbles. Yeah. So like he gets, but I think he's still got some juice. They drafted a bunch of wide receivers last year and none of them hit. Yeah. So we'll see. And maybe that was just bad coaching. I don't know. So maybe those guys take a leap. But I think they'll be much more improved. I think that they're a candidate. I think the Panthers candidate. Yeah,
candidate I know. Candidate for what?
To take a leap.
So when you say take a leap,
like
above 500 or sneak into the playoffs?
Sneak into the playoffs.
For real?
I mean, the division isn't great. You have the Bucks. The Falcons are unproven. They have Michael Penis thrown.
Yeah, the Falcons are they're just like
the Saints could be the worst team ever.
I don't know what I kept.
They could be worse than like the Browns and the Lions.
I kept in that league, in the dynasty. I was like,
I keep drafting him in best ball because it's like they're going to give. He's going to be starting. They're going to be running around, running the annexation of Puerto Rico.
He's just
dude, they are so bad. Because they basically kept kicking the can down the road with Capel because their owner just was like, I refuse to tank it. So they kept even the Derek Carr trade. Oh. Or the money that they spent, they still gave him $10 million in March and then he retired and all this stuff. They are so fucking bad. It is comical when you look at that roster. So fucking bad. Yeah. I feel so bad for Chris Olave.
If he handed concussions by his shitty quarterback.
Yes.
I mean, putting him in death
this
zones.
Poor guy is out there just running routes, getting murdered. the Panthers could go 4-0 in the division against. It's realistic. It's against the Saints and Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, and then maybe you split the home and home against Tampa, and now you're already at 5 wins. And then I didn't see the rest of their schedule. Maybe they have, but they could, or at least kind of like be on the fringe wild card. Assuming Bryce Young continues to play like he was at the end of the season.
All right, so bold prediction on the flip side. So I was thinking about teams that aren't going to have that good of a year. Like
There we go. Exactly.
So my
let's be negative.
So like it's so hard not to make fun of this team, and I think 99% of people watching probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Talk about America's team, the boys.
To lose that moniker.
That should have been gone. I'm surprised the Patriots didn't take over that a while ago. But anyway, I mean, yeah, so Dallas. So what they done this year? They had 1,100, almost 11. I think Donald almost got 1,100. He probably had 1,100 all-purpose yards last year. First running back they've had in a while that's done that. Maybe since even DeMarco Murray consecutively, because Zeke was in and out. They tried to bring him back. Nonsense.
Yeah, he's dust.
They've had they got rid of the only running back they had. I don't even know who's running there. They got to Javonte Williams, who's proven to be not that great. I mean, if anything, in Denver, if you can't run in Denver, they were like, "Look, what are you doing? You got to go."
Yeah.
They're benching him, like literally. Like I mean, I know because I had him on a couple of rosters.
Yeah, they have him. Then they drafted this guy out of Texas, Jadon Blue, who could be a good ball player. He was good at Texas. He's not a workhorse though. He was more your efficient home run. He would be a 1B you would want, at least from his prospect profile coming out. Like, yeah, he's probably talented. He's probably a starter, but he's not. I would find it hard to believe that he could carry, 25 times a game.
Right.
You would want to get him touches because he's that dynamic, or at least he was at Texas. And then you also draft him like the 5th, 6th round anyway.
Yeah.
I think, and it's interesting. They've taken. I will say this. I do think the George Pickens trade I think it was good for both organizations. I think Pitt needed to get him.
And Dallas is really known for fucking up their locker rooms. There's somebody in there that would definitely burn that thing down
because you can't have DK and George Pickens. They'd be fighting each other by halftime.
But yeah, just it's automatically like, all right, who's causing the most issues? Jerry Jones. Why don't you go ahead and get him? Okay, I'm on it.
Yeah, I think...
great player, but
what I'm worried about is like they did draft, so you just don't. There's some unknowns. Their O-line, so Zach Martin, Hall of Famer, he retired. They did draft a guard potential replacement at 12th overall. Maybe he is good, but he's not going to be Zach Martin right off the bat. They were used to always have a pretty damn good offensive line, and I think over time that just depreciated with age. Like I think Frederick left. Tyler Bidet is from the Battis, whatever. He's on the Commanders now, like just by attrition, and they've tried to replace it, and some things they've hit on and some things they haven't. Their O-line's a problem, I think, defensively, since Dan Quinn took over the Commanders job. They're not what they were.
Yeah, and they have so much talent back there. I mean,
they do. I think they have Micah Parsons, and they have a couple of guys on the interior, and that division is other than, well, we don't know what we have in the Giants, but I do think the Giants have, other than the Eagles, probably the second best defense in that division, that doesn't mean they're going to win. But
right.
The Commanders improved a little bit, is Commanders, was that a one-hit wonder, or are they continually good? I mean, we'll find, like, there's some unknown, but like they're playing in a division that's not good for them.
Yeah.
Like the Eagles are the best team in the league, and the Commanders played them in the NFC Championship game last year. So you got 4 games right there that are going to be problems for you.
Yeah.
Amongst the other ones. But yeah.
So I got Dallas 6 wins.
What's their over under on actual, do you know?
No idea. I mean, because my thing is, I don't think.
Actually, let's play this game. Let's play the over under and just shoot from the hip.
Okay.
Like,
they got to be slated for 10 wins, I'd assume.
No, really? So? Probably in that set. They put everyone at like 7.5 to me. Unless it's like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess in that division, I guess.
So your bold prediction. How many wins did they have last year?
I couldn't even tell you. Because also you got to think. I did put the Dallas wins 6 games. Dak plays less than half the season.
Yeah,
I think, because without that line, I think he's going to get, you have nobody back there. You have 2 tiny little guys pretending to be running backs.
Let me pull this up. Okay. What do you think the Cowboys are at?
I would say, everybody loves them. I would say, what do they got them winning 9 games?
7.5.
Wow, really?
Over 7.5 is juiced to minus 140. Under 7.5 is plus 115.
I got
so you
them
might want to take
6.
that bad boy.
Yeah. Let's do bold predictions on MVP. So mine, I think, I think he's going to come back. With all the stuff they gave Josh Allen, it wouldn't surprise me if he goes back to back. My regular prediction, I'd assume would be him. Honestly, I'd assume it'd probably be between him and Lamar again. But my bold prediction, I could see it. If they play the game right, I could see Herbert sneaking into the conversation. Just because I think to win games, I think they're going to have to put up some decent amount of points. So I could see that. That's my bold prediction. Again, he's not really an MVP type. He could be an MVP quarterback for sure. They don't necessarily. I don't think. I don't know if they'll give him as many opportunities to get where he needs to be. But I could see that. That would be my bold. It'd be hard to see him get it, but
yeah, I would say, he's not bad. His odds are you have to go quarterback. You can't do anything else.
It doesn't make sense to do anything else
because if Saquon can't get it last year or Cooper Kupp when he broke it, they aren't giving it to a quarterback.
Jalen Hurts is plus 1,700, which is interesting to me. Justin Herbert plus 1,800.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, take that.
That hurts.
Because they have Lamar at plus 550, Josh at plus 550, Burrow at plus 650.
That's weird with the Burrow. I know he's good enough.
Baker's plus 2,500. He's not a bad. I
know. I guess you'd have to.
You want to know one long shot? That's plus 10,000. Caleb's not a bad idea either. Caleb he's plus 20. I need him to be more expensive or cheaper. He's plus 2,800.
Jordan Love?
JJ McCarthy, plus 10,000. It is, you said bold, but
that's bold.
That is as bold as you can get.
You can't be in a better position than
that's what I'm saying. So if he is legit and Kevin O'Connell has the offense he had with Sam Darnold, it could get interesting at plus 10,000.
Yeah.
It could also be just burn up your $10 or $5 or whatever.
Yeah, but at those odds, you don't.
But at plus 10,000, they have the offense that can put up the numbers for an MVP. Shit.
I don't know. Well, so I know, we don't have too much time.
Sure.
But I want to get into some other stuff. But but the one funny thing we're talking about is just like the random guy things essentially.
Oh yeah.
That shower thing. So
yes.
And so I was going down, and of course I clicked on that, so my algorithm takes me to all these girls going, guys, why do you? And so that he was going to do the shower thing. So first off, if you're a dude, if you're in the shower, like. I call it the dam. When you build the water up.
100%. Let it go.
Let it go right now.
It's the best. And I didn't know chicks didn't do that either.
Yeah, and I'm like, first, and then what do he call it? The hug. Like, you do the little dam, and then I do the hug where it's like, fill up. I try to get all my arms, and then, wow, let it go. But dude, finger sprinklers. Every time I'm in the shower, man, I love the water, and then I go, yeah, like you let the water come all out your fingers. So I'm in there like I'm magic going, yeah, call it finger sprinklers like it's a superpower.
I don't have as wacky of a routine.
Dude, I'm in there. I have fun, man. I'm in there. Like, first it starts with a shower beer. The best thing after like a long bike ride and that is go in there and just pop a beer. Oh, if you just it tastes so much better.
Shower beers they're not talked about enough.
I learned the hard way. You don't want to. You gotta be careful where you put your shower beer.
Oh yes,
you get a whole mouthful of shampoo.
Oh yes,
you gotta. That'll
I've had that happen for sure.
Ruin my Coors Light.
Or like it falls like on the ground or in the ground. You're like shit.
Yeah, but dude, I was thinking about like showers where like everybody does it. So like, first off, do you use like a washcloth or like the loofah sponge?
I use a washcloth.
Okay.
The only quirky thing I do is, and maybe it's part of the trend, is like I do I take a normal shower and then I turn that thing to ice fucking cold.
Yeah, so they said it's good for. I do right at the end. It's helped with dry skin in the winter.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I do it, and also it like just kind of like any type of anxiety or anything like that. It helps kind of like that
So I mean, mine aren't as fun. I mean, yeah, I do the dam, but like I don't have like quirky stuff in there, and I'm a quirky dude. But for whatever reason, I'm go time like take a shower and I do the cold shower.
I do. So I learned this actually on Reddit. The body squeegee. This will blow your mind. So I get super dry skin.
Okay.
So when I'm done with the shower, the water off, dude, I just squeegee my body with my hand. So I pull my hair back and then just and if you do it hard, like
oh really?
Straight up, because basically if I try not to towel, try to like air dry, because if I towel dry, I get real dry. Like literally, I gotta fucking cover myself with lotion in the middle of winter, dude. If I get out the shower, go right outside, dude, I turn into like a snake. Like you just peel my skin off. It's all ashy as hell. So
I get it on my hands, but
yeah, it's the squeeze. It's great. You get out and then it's all like all the water's just off.
So it works.
Like just like the squeegee, and then you get out, you dry my feet off, but then then I'm just fucking just naked, dry, and everything else. Like it's just legit. Like I don't have to So
you don't use a towel at all?
I do. I do like the air dry. Like I kind of wafted it myself a little bit just to kind of like the back and shit like that, and then it's kind of let it dry. Pop on my boxers, kind of let yourself air dry. So that's something a very big thing I learned. It was awesome. Like I was reading this like. Yeah, I just do the body squeegee. I'm like, the fuck is a body? Yeah. Some weird thing.
Yeah. What is this, Diddy?
Yeah. I'm like, what's going on here?
I got oil and squeegee. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And here's Carl.
But that was just hilarious to find out the girls. Like, what? Because I remember when my ex was here, I just just take a long shower. Mostly just, I didn't want to communicate with her. So anything I could do to take an hour-long shower. What are you doing there? I'm like, anything. I built a dam. Finger, the finger sprinklers were fun.
Yes.
But dude, it's just, and also, sometimes I'll do this thing where water. If you fill up water and they go, hey, it makes a big gigantic. I'm like a 9-year-old in there.
Yeah, sure.
Just in there pounding beer, playing with shit.
Exactly. This is my time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So want to do something. So want to kind of end our shows with something fun. So we're gonna do catchphrase. Okay. You've played catchphrase before, right?
Yeah, been a long time though.
Okay, but
yeah.
For the people who basically catchphrase, so we'll do is basically pick a category. Okay, so we're gonna do category. We're gonna do variety. So it's a little different. You're supposed to have 4 people, okay, and then you're on teams. So we're gonna do. So basically, you're gonna try to get as many points as you can, and I'll give you the word. So let's say if you get, you get 5. Okay, I gotta try to beat that.
Gotcha.
Okay, so basically we'll go like variety, and obviously the rules: you can't say rhymes with, you can't say starts with, none of that. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Not out, but in. Oh, man.
In a pinch,
so it's
in the butt.
First 2 are right.
In the
last word is like you're smooth. You're
in the wave. In the tunnel.
Okay, let me see.
In the wake.
Damn, this is
in the shower.
No, you're smooth. You're in the
groove.
Yes. Okay. Oh Lord, I can think of groove. Okay. You're doing this like you're.
Stretching.
Okay, and then you got
belly.
No,
belt.
The first word is
stretch.
Okay, and then you get them. Pregnant ladies get them.
Oh, stretch marks.
Yep. Okay. You're not scared. You're
courage. Afraid.
Nope. You're not scared. So
sorry.
Fearless.
Oh, gotcha.
So 2 or 3?
2.
Okay. Groove, man. I'm trying to think what the fuck. I'm trying to think of what groove. Shit! So then you hit the top one to go. Yep.
This one.
Yep. That starts it, and then hit next to the bottom part.
I don't even know what the fuck this is.
Oh, you can skip. You don't know what the word is. Okay. Hit the bottom one.
Oh, we had to put these on during COVID.
Mask.
Yes.
Mask.
Wear a mask. It's fine. All right. What do you put on the walls? What do you put on walls?
Paint?
Yeah.
Paint the wall?
Close.
Paint the room?
No, but where you live in a...
house. Paint the house.
Yep. Not small, but...
big.
Okay, and then you take a...
big picture.
Yep. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles don't like this on their pizza.
Pepperoni. I mean, pineapple.
Nope. It's a fish.
Oh, anchovies.
Yep, no anchovies. Oh man, when a bunch of 10-year-old boys play around, they are
horse.
Close.
Horse.
Not smooth, but
rough. Oh, rough house.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
All right. So the first one was threadbare. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, let's find some good ones here. Entertainment?
Sure.
Okay, this movie is about space with Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, Interstellar.
Yep. Not a hug, but a
Kiss?
yeah.
Kiss,
No, okay. I'm gonna blank you a story.
I'm going to tell you a story?
Yeah. So first word is
Kiss and tell.
yes. All right. That was hard. We just did it. Two people talking about stuff on a
Podcast.
yeah. The movie about vampires, real gay.
Jesus, breaking.
No, it's at the end of the night. Okay. Not dark, but
Night.
nope. Not dark, but
Oh, a light.
yep. And
Why am I real gay?
well, no, not gay. But the big one that everybody.
Oh, Jesus, what is it? It's with Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
Why am I, what the hell is it? Oh my God, my wife's going to kill me.
Okay. It starts. Okay. Yeah, Twilight.
Twilight, fucking shit.
I would have been stuck on that.
I was doing the sequel. It was Breaking Bad, Dawn, Breaking Dawn, Breaking Wind. I don't know, like, whatever. I was like, I knew that. Like, I
knew
had,
where you were
and
going.
I
I was
had
like-
the werewolf in my the picture of it in my fucking head, and could not. All right, let's fun and games.
Sure.
All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Little girls have this in their rooms. Build-A-Bear makes them.
Stuffed animals.
Yep. Okay. I want to go on a boat to see Free Willy.
Whale tour.
Okay. Yeah.
Whaling?
Whale.
Whale watching.
Yes. Okay. Not. You jump on these to go into a pool.
Springboard. Oh, diving board.
Okay. So I'm teaching someone to do this.
How to dive?
Yes. Okay. Going on 5, going on 6, going on 7.
Auctioneer.
Yep. Okay. I think I sent you a reel of this of 2 Russians fighting on top of one.
Oh,
So they're big in New Mexico. You pull the air and it goes up. Okay. You inflate it. Hot air balloon.
that's what it was. I was
You
just
see the
thinking,
Russians
yeah.
were fighting. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, dude, there's so many good ones. The one where they hang from the bar. They're gonna kick the shit out of each other. I'm like, that is crazy. All right, we're gonna try. Let's do everyday life.
Okay.
All right. Holy shit! How do you, it's a 2 word. Okay, you go here to read. They have a bunch
Library.
and then what's in there?
Library books.
Yeah, I can't see either one of these. Not a dog.
Cat.
Okay, and I'm doing this.
Pet.
Yep.
Cat. Pussy petting.
Nope. Last word is not dog, but
Cat.
the first word is I'm
cat.
Yeah. Pet. There's something in the middle.
Petting cat. Petting the cat.
Yeah. All right. You do this to make food. You're in the kitchen.
Sauteing. Cooking.
Yep. Okay. And then the second word is
Cooking dinner.
you go there to learn.
Cooking class.
Close.
Cooking school.
Yes. When you don't win.
You lose.
Okay, and you're bad at it. You're a
Loser.
yep. But you're
Loser.
a
Loser.
first word. So you're bad at it. You're a blank loser.
Bad loser.
You're a
Sore loser.
yes. There we go.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know how close. I was like, you get these. I was gonna make you could get a sword.
Oh, sorry. How do I stop? Okay. What do we got? The world.
Oh man, do it. I'm gonna.
Or do you want me to do
zero.
variety?
Yeah, actually go
I'll
to
do the world.
Yeah, because I'm so bad with it. It'll be hilarious. If it's geography, I just found out that there was a Central America. Didn't remember that from
Okay. Pew pew. Okay.
the top button to start.
Boom. Yeah, that's what I did. Okay. Chris Famia runs one of these.
Barbershop,
Yep. You sleep on them.
pillow, mattress, blanket,
Close.
sheet,
Yes, but that's the second word.
fitted sheet,
What? No.
fitted sheet,
No.
top sheet.
Yeah, but what? Not felt. Not.
Oh, silk sheets.
Yes. We have these in lunch all the time. We would throw an apple at somebody, and it's
food fight.
Yep. You get recruited by these.
Army,
No,
military,
like people looking for a job.
headhunters.
Yes. Isaiah Pacheco had one of these last season. He was
Broken
injured.
leg?
Yep. Okay, the cops give you this to see if you aren't telling the truth.
Lie detector.
Yep. We're having it right now. Personal moment.
Damn, that was a good one. Oh yeah, we had a bunch of them. All right, all right, last one. So the goal.
I'll do the world. I'll do the world.
Goals to get 5.
Okay, we can get 5.
You know, I realized though, literally, like the central. I haven't heard the word Central America. Like somewhere in my brain, I knew there was like
something in between
Central
South and Mexico.
Yeah, and I remember it was 8th. The last time I took a geography class, it was 8th grade. I spent 86 days in school suspension. And my 8th grade geography was so hot. Her name was Mrs. Cox as well.
Oh, that's even better.
Having a hot teacher, paid no attention, and so I realized, that means that, so cancel that geography. It's been since I was fucking 7? 7 since I've ever even thought about geography. Yeah, like I'm just the dumbest human in the world when it comes to geography and stuff.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
All right, here we go. Okay. So the desert has a lot of this.
Sand.
Okay, and I'm going to draw...
Sandpaper.
Nope.
Sand, line, sand.
Yeah, okay, the first word is...
Line.
Yep.
Draw a line in the sand.
Yes. That's a long one. Oh my God, what the fuck is the Grand Tetons?
Oh, that's a mountains in in Wyoming.
Blank in 60 seconds, first word.
Gone.
Okay, not 1, but
2.
Okay.
Gone to the beach.
No, first 3 words are right, not cat, but...
Dog.
Plural.
Dogs.
Say it all together.
Gone to the dogs.
Not down, but up. And it's like the sun, it's not setting, it's...
uprising.
Yes. Baptism by fire. That's just what it says. I had no idea how I was going to piece that apart in that amount of time. I was like, fuck. We'll do one more. We got some time. We got some time.
Okay, we'll do one more. I'll go back to variety. Okay. Okay. You push all your chips in.
All in?
Okay, no. Not stop, but
go.
Okay.
Go all in.
1, 2, 3.
Go for it.
Okay, no. So the
Go
2 words are you have the 2 words. If you're not rich, you're...
Oh, go for broke.
Yep. Okay, TV.
Time?
No, TV. We just did a...
Show.
Yep. Okay, not on, but...
Off. Show off.
Okay, Brian Dable is...
Head coach?
Okay, yeah, but he might get fired this season, so he's in
the hot seat.
Yes.
Or on the hot seat.
Yeah. You did this morning. If you're not weak...
Workout?
Probably too.
Strong.
Yes.
Workout.
Okay,
exercise.
no, yeah, but... Okay, yes, but... Yes. The Denzel movie and Ethan Hawke.
Oh, training.
Okay, yeah, so strength training. Sorry.
Okay, gotcha. All right. We're not going to get one more on the world again because this is fun.
Okay,
I don't even know what these words are. All right.
Grand Tetons. They're mountains in Wyoming.
I would have ordered that on a menu. Can I get the Grand Tetons?
Yes.
What the fuck is that?
Sounds the name of the stripper I saw.
Speaking of fiber.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, man. So I think it's religious. You wear these. Also, you can get them at Mardi Gras.
Oh, beads.
Yeah, the first
rosary.
Word. Yeah. Okay. Scrambled
eggs.
Okay.
Eggs Benedict.
Nope. Second word is not
eggs.
Plural, but we said okay. And then it's in birds build these.
Oh, nest.
Yes.
Nest egg.
Yep. Boom. Honda made it. It was a car. It was not post, but
pre.
Yes.
Prius. No. The fuck. What's the Honda?
It's beginning. It's a whole word meaning before.
Pre.
You're
pre. Pre-sell. That's Toyota.
It would be like damn prelude.
Fuck.
I was gonna say lube. I was like, all right, we got one more. Yeah, we got all right. Go to world. Go to world. Let me see how bad I feel on this.
Well, okay. We're gonna peach
tree.
No, it's a dessert. Peach
cobbler.
Yep. Okay. You're riding fast on a horse. You don't want this to fall off your head.
Hat. Holding your hat?
Yes. Okay. Happens in California all the time. It's a natural disaster. Okay. I'm gambling. I want to open a I'm gambling. Or I go to the bank to get a home
An account, a loan account,
No, but I draw a
line,
okay.
line of credit,
Yep. USC plays in it. It's also in Rome.
Coliseum.
Yep. Okay, you take these on skis, or when you're skiing or snowboarding. Not the chairlift, but it's enclosed. It's enclosed.
Gondola.
Yes.
Oh wow.
You're not getting urban renewal.
That's like I got nothing.
Yeah.
Tetons.
Yes.
That's the name of our show. The Grand Teton Boys.
Urban renewal.
Yeah. Hell yeah.